English Compulsory Tips 2016 Inter Part 1 MCQs. Choose the correct option in meaning to the underlined words. Creton asks if anything to oblige. Oblige is underlined. Fight with, erect, demolish, serve. Oblige means serve. Number 2. The fruit glowed red hot from within. Darkened, sparkled, sprinkled, wasted. Glowed is underlined. Sparkled is answer. Number 3. Fateh Dad's censor was purely religious. Appreciation, criticism, help, praise. Censure is underlined and criticism is answer. Roxana had an assortment of shells. Assortment is underlined. Net, skin, set, cap. Set is answer. The mayor was a stout, serious person. Handsome, heavy, thin, ugly. Stout is underlined, heavy is answer. Number 6. Just so many species of hard and softwood trees, branches, kinds, leaves, trunks. Species is underlined, kinds is answer. Number 7. The girl's clothes are wet and muddy. Colorful, dirty, precious, pretty. Muddy is underlined, dirty is answer. Number 8. Let freedom ring from every hamlet. Hamlet is underlined. City, small village, classroom, country. Small village is the answer. Number 9. There are strikes in stock. Stock is underlined. Awaiting, consumed, decreased, encamped. Awaiting is answer. Number 10. The face of the sick girl flushed. Flushed is underlined. Darkened, pale, glowed, yellow. Glowed is the answer. Choose the correct answer. 11. How did the angel look? Fresh, neutral, pleasant, weary. Weary is answer. Number 12. What is inside the spaceship? Food, nothing, water, wires. Nothing is answer. Number 13. What was Mr. Manana? A carpenter, a fisherman, a harness man, a mason. A harness man is answer. Number 14. What is Miss McCutcheon? An air hostess, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher. Answer is a teacher. Number 15. How many patches of bared soil were there? 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 is answer. Choose the correct form of verb. Number 16. Walk carefully lest you dash. Shall fall, might fall, can fall, should fall. Answer is should fall. Number 17. I dash here by tomorrow morning. Will be, am, was, has been. Will be is the answer. Number 18. All is well that dash well. Ends, ended, end, will end. Ends is answer. Number 19. He dash me last week. Meet, met, will meet, have met. Met is answer. Number 20. If he dash hard, he will pass. Work, works, worked, will work. Works is answer. Subjective type section 1 question number 2 answer in 3 to 5 lines the following any 6 questions from book 1 short stories. Question number 1 why did Norma consider the tone and attitude of Mr. Stewart offensive? Norma did not like Mr. Stewart's attitude because he was insisting unnecessarily. Moreover, his tone and language were rough, so Norma considered all this offensive. Question number 2. What happened to the boy when he tried to snatch the purse? The boy came from behind her and tried to snatch the purse. As a result, its strap broke. The boy lost his balance and fell down. Then the woman caught him easily. Question number 3. What climate did they face on the Mars? They faced very severe climate on the Mars. The wind blew as if to flake away their identities. The air burned their house. The boards went out of shape. There was fog at night. It became very hot in summer. Question number 4. What made Hubert shameful? Hubert felt very ashamed when people did not believe him when he said that he had not picked up James' pocketbook from the road. He felt more ashamed when they said that he was lying. Question number 5. What was the behavior of the girl with the doctor? The girl was afraid of the doctor. She, in fact, did not like his arrival. As the time passed, her dislike turned into anger. As a result, she became aggressive very soon. Question number 6. What was the advice given by Nushairwan to his people? He advised the people to be kind and just. He asked them not to take anything from anyone without paying the price. Question number 7. What was the desire of every farmer? Every farmer secretly wished to remain safe. Everyone desired that the locusts might overlook his crop and settle on the farms of someone else. Question number 8. Why did Della sell her hair? Della wanted to give Jim a Christmas gift. She had only $1.87. She could not buy any suitable thing out of this money, so she sold her hair to get money. Question number 9. Why did the people come out on the mall? As the evening advanced, the cold became more intense. It was the induced people to seek comfort in pleasure. Therefore, they came out on the mall to amuse themselves. Question number 3. Answer in 3 to 5 lines any 5 of the following questions from Book 3, 1 Act Plays. Question number 1. Why did the girl consider the first man her helper? The girl considered the first man her helper because somebody was chasing her. She already knew first man, so she thought there was no harm in seeking his help. Question number 2. What was the condition of the weather in the play Heart Lightning? The weather was unfavorable. It was raining heavily with thundering and lightning. Question number 3. What is the purpose of Creton's visit? The purpose of Creton's visit to the earth is merely a pleasure trip. He is also interested in the study of the civilization of man. He claims that he has come to take the charge of the whole world. Question number 4. What type of life do you foresee in the year 5000? In the year 5000, it is likely that man will have learned to live and let live. He by that time will have overcome the forces of the outer space. Question number 5. How damaging is violence in life? Write 5 sentences. Violence is very dangerous for human race. It disturbs the peace of society. When young people do not get proper placement in the society, they create violence. It creates a sense of security among the masses. The flow of business stops and the country suffers. Question number 6. What kind of a gadget does the writer describe? The writer describes the gadget that is like a safety razor with which anybody can give anybody else a haircut. Question number 7. What is Applegarth's complaint about the sea? Judge Applegarth complains about the quality of the stuff the sea is presenting. Question number 8. What did Clay find near Black Rock? Clay found an oyster near Black Rock. Question number 4. Answer in 3 to 5 lines any 4 of the following questions from Book 3. Points. Question number 1. How does rainwater fall on poor leaves? The poet describes rain as a beautiful gift of nature. The water on the leaves falls drop by drop. The poor leaves cannot enjoy the rainy day because they cannot find the proper water of rain. Question number 2. What do hollow men mean? The poet calls modern men as hollow men because their activities have become mechanical. There are no more real men. They are like robots. They worship money, power, and status. For these reasons, they are hollow men and women. Question number 3. What does the horror say about the spot on the hearer's skin? The horror frightens the hearer. He makes him aware of supernatural happenings. The horror tells the hearer to take notice of a tiny pimple on his body. This may be a malignant stuff which may just be a symptom of a fatal disease. Question number 4. One grain to be fed to the 10 young ones. What does the line mean? The little sparrows are waiting for their mother, eager to be fed. The mother sparrow picks up grain of food in her beak and comes flying towards the young ones. She decides in a moment whom to make feel comfortable by putting the grain in her beak. She tries to break the tiny grain and at last she succeeds. She is able to break the grain into 10 pieces. Thus she is able to feed all of them at a time. Question number 5. What do you feel after reading the poem The Feed? The poet of the poem The Feed expresses the love of mother for the young ones. Mother may be human, bird, mammal or insect, but it has the only one name, mother. This reminds us of our own childhood days. The mother rendered every sacrifice to feed us, to nurse us and to educate us. We know and feel this even more when we are departed of her love and grace. No wonder she is an earthly paradise. Question number 6. What is meant by a man of words and not of deeds? The poem A Man of Words and Not of Deeds describes the person who is fond of talking and does little work. He keeps on boasting and making tall claims about himself. Such a person is like a wild plant. Wild plants keep on growing endlessly, and in the same way, there is no end to an idle talk. Section 2, question number 5. Write a letter to your friend describing your first impression about your college life. Examination hall, comma, city, comma, A dot, B dot, C dot, August 20, comma, 2015 dot. Dear Amjad, comma, the day before I received your letter, comma, I am grateful that you have shared with me your experience of the college life. Since I have just started my studies at a college, I would also like to share my own experience. I was selected for admission to the Government College, Lahore, and lectures began on the 5th of August. I went there in the morning that day with great pride. There is a hall in the center where meetings are held and lectures delivered. All the teachers are very punctual and hardworking. At the college, I find myself a more confident learner. The college environment looks quite promising to me. I wish this impression lasts long. Pay my salam and love to the family. Yours sincerely, comma, X dot Y dot Z dot. Or write an application to the principal of your college for refund of library security. The principal, comma, government college, comma, city, comma, A dot B dot C dot, subject, colon, refund of library security. Dear sir, comma, most respectfully, I beg to say that I was a student of your college in the session of 2015 to 2016. I have done my FSC under your kindest supervision with roll number 719. Respected sir, comma, my library record is clear as I have submitted all issued books. Kindly refund my library security so that I may spend this money on other educational expenses. I shall be very thankful to you for this act of kindness. Yours obediently, comma, X dot Y dot Z dot. Dated, colon, March 13, comma, 2016. Question number 6. Write a story on the moral lesson do good, have good, or look before you leap. Do good, have good. Once a rich man had a slave. He made him work day and night but gave him only a little food to eat. The slave did not like such a miserable life. One day he left the house and went into a jungle. There he saw a lion. There was thorn in his paw. He was crying with pain. The slave took pity on him and pulled out the thorn. The lion gratefully licked his hand and went away. After some time, the slave was arrested and was thrown before a hungry lion as his punishment. But the people were surprised to see that the lion, instead of killing him, began to lick his hand lovingly. It was the same lion whom the slave had helped in the jungle. Moral: kindness never goes unrewarded. Second, do good, have good. Or look before you leap. Once a fox fell into a well. He did not know how to come out. Suddenly he heard the voice of a goat. He called it. The goat peeped into the well. It asked him what he was doing there. The fox said, "The water is very sweet and cold. I daily come here and have a bath." He invited the goat to have a drink. The goat was very thirsty. It jumped into the well. The fox came out of the well with goat's help. Now the goat realized its folly. It requested the fox to help it, but the fox said, "You should have looked before you leap into the well. Now drink cold water and enjoy yourself." Moral: look before you leap. Haste makes waste. Question number 7. Explain the following lines with reference to the context. In the farm she passes, no one wakes, but a jug in a bedroom gently shakes. Reference: these lines have been taken from the poem Night Mail by W. H. Auden. Context: the poem admires the night mail in this poem. He says that it brings luxury, ease, and comfort in our lives. It has human characteristics as it treats both the rich and the poor alike. It carries checks, postal orders, and letters for everyone. We have become immune to it as it is no more a curious thing even for birds and animals. Explanation: in these lines, the poet says that some animals, like sheep, dogs, are conscious of the glaring fact that they are unable to affect the journey of the railway carriages in any way, realizing the reality that they have nothing to do with this monstrous phenomena. They do not move, remain in the same posture, and keep on enjoying their sleep with crossed legs. But it does not mean that nothing is affected by railway vehicles crossing the fields and farms. Many petty things like a jug in a bedroom shake when they pass through the farms and countryside. Part B. Punctuate the following extract from the book 1. And suppose a man wanted to be a skating champion of the Sahara, said Turbot, and couldn't afford the money to get there. Part C. Use any 5 of the following pairs of words in your sentences. Cell, jail ka kamra, cell. The prisoner was put into a dark cell. Cell, sell, bechna, she was selling books. Die, die, marna, he died of cancer. Die, dye, rangna, she dyed her shirt. Idol, idol, Buddh, the Hindus worship idols. Idle, idle, bekar, do not waste your time by sitting idle. Lion, lion, sher, she was frightened to see a lion. Loin, loin, kamar ya pattha, the player put on his loin cloth. Plain, plain, hamwar, this is not a plain area. Plane, plane, Hawai Jahaz, we went to Sodia by a plane. Roll, roll, Hazri, Ghumana, I could not answer my roll call. Role, role, Kirdar, she played a negative role in the play. Team, 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 our cricket team has won the match. Team, team, bhara hona. Roam teams with tourists in the summer. Question number 8. Translate the following passage into Urdu. The door opened and Jim stepped in. He looked very thin and he was not smiling. Poor fellow, he was only 22 and with a family to take care of. He needed a new coat and he had nothing to cover his cold hands. Jim stopped inside the door. He was as quiet as a hunting dog when it is near a bird. His eyes looked strangely at Della, and there was an expression in them that she could not understand. It filled her with fear. It was not anger, not surprise, nor anything else she had been ready for. He simply looked at her with a strange expression on his face. तर्जुमा दरवाज़ा खुला और जिम ने कदम अंदर रखा. वो बहुत दुबला दिखाई दिया और मुस्कुरा भी नहीं रहा था. वो बेचारा शख्स सिर्फ 22 साल का था, जबकि उसका एक कुनबा था जिसकी कफ़ालत उसके ज़िम्मा थी. उसे एक नए कोट की ज़रूरत थी और उसके पास अपने यक हाथों को ढांपने के लिए कुछ भी ना था. जिम दरवाजे के अंदर ही रुक गया. वो इस तरह खामोश था जैसे एक शिकारी कुत्ता उस वक्त होता है जब वो किसी परिंदे के करीब हो. उसकी निगाहों ने अजीब अंदाज से डेला की जानिब देखा और इनमें एक ऐसा तासुर था जिसे वो समझ ना सकी. उसने उसे खौफ में मुब्तला कर दिया. ये गुस्सा नहीं था, ना हैरानी थी, ना ही कोई ऐसी शय जिसके लिए वो तैयार होती रही थी. इसने महज उसकी जानिब चेहरे पर एक अजीबो गरीब तासुर लिए हुए देखा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 8. Candidates whose medium of examination is English will write an essay on energy crisis in Pakistan. Energy crisis in Pakistan. The origin of Pakistan's energy crisis can be traced back to the 1990s. A major energy crisis was actually averted in the 1970s when the government launched the massive Mangla and Turbela dams, leading to a short-lived period of vital hydro-driven energy generation that ably responded to demand. Currently, there is serious energy crisis in Pakistan. There are many causes of energy crisis in Pakistan. Firstly, inefficient and outdated power plants that are unable to generate electricity to meet the national demand. Moreover, there is shortage of funds to buy the necessary amount of furnace oil. Secondly, there are huge line losses. Thirdly, there is unnecessary and lavish utilization of electricity in government offices and institutes. Fourthly, there is unchecked electricity theft at different levels. Lastly, the bulk of electricity being supplied comes from the hydroelectric plants and IPPs, both of which heavily depend upon the availability of water in the dams. So, whenever the water level drops low, the electricity generation is also reduced. Also, time to time, huge quantity of water in the form of floods cause devastation of life, property, and crops. But there are no enough dams in Pakistan to store this flood water for the generation of electricity. Here we mention some of the implications of energy crisis in Pakistan. Pakistan's important textile sector, which sells everything from denim to bed linen to markets in the US and Europe and makes up 60s of the nation's export, has been negatively impacted by the electricity deficit. The closure of some industries caused by energy crisis results in the subsequent unemployment, leading to high levels of poverty. During the period of serious energy crisis in Pakistan, the government is forced for a load shedding for many hours. Such worse load shedding adversely affects all fields of life. Sometimes the worst load shedding creates law and order problems, particularly in cities. The energy crisis in Pakistan can be overcome or reduced by some measures. Firstly, some dams Firstly, more dams should be constructed to generate hydel electricity. Secondly, the excessive use of electricity should be discouraged. Thirdly, decorative lights in shopping plazas, arcades, marriage halls, and hotels should be banned. Fourthly, use of solar energy should be promoted at the levels of homes and offices. Lastly, line losses and electricity theft should be strictly controlled. Sixthly, we should exploit our own natural resources rather than depending on imported oil. Our country has great potential for coal based power generation as well. The facility of free electricity to the employees of WAPDA should be abolished. The government and political leadership should chalk out solid drastic plan to overcome the energy crisis in coming decades in Pakistan.